Hello, my name is Edmondson, and welcome to Earn My Vote. Today I have former Attorney General Richard Cordray here with me today, who's running for governor. Welcome to Earn My Vote.
Glad to be here.
Good. So, tell us tell the community a little bit about you and what you've been doing lately, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. I grew up in Central Ohio. My mom and dad both worked with children with developmental disabilities. Regular middle class kid, grew up, went through the schools here, got a great education, and eventually came back and became a lawyer. And over the years, I've served in various political offices. I was the Franklin County Treasurer, taking care of our money. I was the State Treasurer, taking care of the state's money, State Attorney General, and then later was appointed by President Obama to head a new agency that he cared a lot about called the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
Right. Nice.
In Washington.
Okay, great. So, I know you're a very busy man. You're on the campaign trail, and I really appreciate you taking time out today. But I just want to talk to you about some issues that that concerns African Americans. And one of the biggest things, because you're right here on Mount Vernon and 20th, right here where the highest rate of infant mortality is in the state. And so, based on infant mortality, what are some things as governor that you can do to help us?
Yeah, it's one of the things that I've noticed as I've gone around the state and talked to people about that, unbelievably, really, in Ohio and in the United States of America in 2018, we have high infant mortality rates, especially high in the African American community. I've sat down and talked with Erica Clark Jones and some of the people in the city of Columbus who are working on this problem, and they've talked about some of the interventions they're doing to make sure that babies that are born live to their first birthday, which is a challenge at times, and there's a lot of young infants that are passing away, and then we need to get on top of that with targeted interventions, making sure that Medicaid expansion and other health care is available to people, making sure that women who are pregnant know that they can get and get good prenatal care and get the guidance that they need for safe sleep, and that people are getting timely interventions and people to help them and look after them and deal with the stress of being a new parent, which is significant for people.
Right, we see that a lot in the community. A lot of single parents, a lot of single moms walk up and down the street daily, and it's just them, and a lot of them are struggling.
Yeah.
And another point is that they're not making a whole lot of money, and then they don't have time to go to the classes that they may offer. And so that's important that we get things like that done in our community. And then also I want to ask about economics for the community. Because in communities like this, we need certain things to help continue to run our businesses. And I'm a small business owner. I'm in the neighborhood with small businesses. And for the small businessman, what are some things as governor that you can do to help us out?
Yeah, I'm talking a lot about taking economic opportunity and spreading it out across Ohio. There's a lot of places, a lot of communities still feel left out, left behind, feel that they don't have a voice at the State House and that nobody's listening to them. I particularly think this is true of small businesses who don't really have time to hire lobbyists or go down and spend time at state government, and therefore they often get ignored. When I was state treasurer, I had a program, we called it Grow Now, which allowed low-cost loans to small businesses to help them grow and target to create jobs. I think we could do a lot more of that in the state government. I think helping our homegrown businesses who are here, who are competing, who are doing good things, who are employing people in the community, rather than offering all the tax breaks to out-of-state companies to come here who would then end up having an advantage against our homegrown businesses, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Right, good. I mean, that's some good stuff to hear because, we really do need a lot of help in our neighborhoods and stuff. And I just got two more questions. I know you have a busy schedule.
Sure.
And one has to do, you're right here in the community. As we look out the window, we can see people who have been affected by the opioid epidemic. Right here in this neighborhood, we've had to bring people back to life. We've had to use the Narcan several times right out here on the street, right across the park, right in front of my business to save these people's lives. So I think one of the things as governor, we need someone that is going to address that issue to help us, in our communities. And what are some things that you possibly can do to help us in our neighborhood?
Yeah, and what's changed all about this is that it used to be seen as just an urban problem, and some people didn't care, which is shameful.
Right.
But it is really spread out across Ohio, and communities are being affected by it everywhere. I see and hear about it everywhere I go. Somebody has a family member or a friend who has a family member. And, I think we need three things. Number one, there is a law enforcement piece of it, which is getting the illegal drugs off the streets, heroin and fentanyl. Fentanyl in particular is a very dangerous drug. People don't always realize it till
Right.
it's too late.
Right.
But we can't arrest our way out of this problem. We've got to have treatment. We've got to have rehabilitation. We've got to keep the Medicaid expansion so we have bed space for people, and we can get mental health treatment and addiction treatment. And we have to help people out of the cycle and get back into
Right.
some sort of productive situation. We have a lot of kids who are depending on parents who aren't functioning, or they're in prison, or they're dead.
Right.
If
Exactly.
they've OD'd. The other thing, I think this goes to criminal justice reform in the
Yes.
state. We warehouse way too many people. We shouldn't warehouse anybody in the prisons who are really drug addicts,
Right.
who really need treatment in the community. And there's going to be, I think, a ballot issue on this fall to take people who have those kinds of low-level nonviolent possession offenses and turn them into misdemeanors, get them out of the prisons, stop sending them to the prisons, get them on a more productive track, which also gives people a future. Because, once you have a felony conviction on, it's difficult to get a job, or
Right,
pass
exactly,
a
yeah.
background check or occupational license or anything. So that's something I think we need to be smarter about. We're wasting a lot of money now on the prisons, and we are wasting a lot of lives, which is even more to the point.
Right. Yeah. Because a lot, recently we've seen petitions circulate around our community
Yep.
for that same reason, to help change that to where we can get our, young men to work, and our men back to work, and help, produce and help our families. And that piece alone stops them from growing and being productive as fathers. And because I'm a father, so I'm always trying to help dads in any way I can, and also help them find support and help build them up. And then that's one of the things that definitely is so important in our community. And by me being a veteran, so I'm always asking the veteran question, because and this is the last question, and I'm always concerned about our veterans. And by me being a Persian Gulf veteran, I have friends who have suffered post-traumatic stress and sometimes have issues getting their benefits. So can you speak a little bit on that?
The service bonus that got passed by the people about 10 years ago,
Okay.
that got paid to people who served in the Persian Gulf and
Yes.
in Iraq and Afghanistan. That was my idea when I
Oh,
was state
great.
treasurer. We put that
I was a
forward.
recipient.
People of the state, approved that. They're a very patriotic state. People respect our veterans here. And so benefited you and your family. It also helped us make sure that people were back in touch in terms of getting other benefits that they're entitled to, and health care and other things. A lot of veterans don't really want to step forward for those things because they feel it's somehow a government handout. It's not. It's something they've earned, something you earned through your service, and they need to know what's available to them and what the society is trying to provide to respect and show gratitude for the service that they've rendered. So it's a piece of it too.
Great, great. Well, I just want to thank you for taking time out your busy day, coming and sharing with Earn My Vote, and being right here in the heart of the community, because it helps us when people see you right here in our neighborhood, wanting to listen to their concerns and questions and stuff. So there you have it. We have former Attorney General Richard Cordray here. Is there anything you want to say right before we end the show?
I'm going to keep working to earn your vote, and that's the only right way to get it.
All right. I'm Al Edmondson, and Richard Cordray will Earn My Vote. We see you next time. Peace.